Hello everyone, I'm Paula. Welcome to my channel. In today's lesson, we will be talking about pronouns and their antecedents and the guidelines for their agreement. Please stay to the end of this video where we will go through an activity to test your understanding. What is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. Nouns are names of people, places, animals, things, and ideas. A pronoun takes the place of any name that represents people, places, animals, things, and ideas. If we say Tom is sitting on the chair, Tom, which is the noun, may be replaced with the pronoun he. He is sitting on the chair. So we know that a pronoun stands in the place of a noun. Some commonly used pronouns are I, you, he, she, it, we, they, him, her, them, their, our, your, mine, that, ours, theirs, yours, its, and us. Now, what is an antecedent? In Latin, the word antecedent means to go before. Ante means before and cedent means to go. When a pronoun is used in place of a noun, the noun that it replaces is called the antecedent of that pronoun. Simply put, the antecedent is the noun that the pronoun refers to. It is the subject of the sentence and it goes before the pronoun in a sentence. Here are some examples. Mary says that she is shopping. First, let's find the pronoun. The pronoun is she, and she refers to Mary. So Mary is the antecedent of the pronoun she. John knows that he will be late. The pronoun is he, and he refers to the noun John. So John is the antecedent of the pronoun he. Here's another example. Today we heard from our directors. They said they will not be able to attend the meeting. The pronoun is they, and they refers to the directors. So directors is the antecedent of the pronoun they. If you know your subject-verb agreement, you will have no problem mastering pronouns and their antecedents. I will post the link to my lesson on subject-verb agreement in the description of this video. Because the pronoun stands in place of its antecedent, the pronoun must be identical to the antecedent. The pronoun must agree in number and gender with its antecedent. This means that A, if the antecedent is singular, the pronoun must be singular. And if the antecedent is plural, the pronoun must be plural. This is called agreement in number. Here are some examples. The boy rode his bike in the park. The singular pronoun his agrees with the singular antecedent boy. The boys rode their bikes in the park. The plural pronoun their agrees with the plural antecedent boys. B. If the antecedent is masculine, the pronoun must be masculine. And if the antecedent is feminine, then the pronoun must be feminine. This is called agreement in gender. For example, Tom is expected to complete his homework on time. The masculine pronoun his agrees with the masculine antecedent Tom. Mary is completing her homework. The feminine pronoun her agrees with the feminine antecedent Mary. Let's look at this sentence. The teacher asked each girl to stand beside his, her, or their desk. The antecedent in this sentence is girl, not teacher. What would be the correct pronoun to use? Girl is feminine and is also singular, so the correct pronoun would be her. Once you have identified the antecedent in a sentence, choosing the correct pronoun becomes easy. Here are some guidelines on the agreement of pronouns with their antecedents. Guideline number 1. Two antecedents joined by and. Always use a plural pronoun to represent two or more antecedents connected by and. For example, Alice and Michael are on his, her, or their way. There is the correct pronoun. The antecedents of there are Alice and Michael. Here is another example. The motor car and the bus are parked in it, its, or their garage. There is a correct pronoun. There refers to the antecedents motor car and bus. Now look at this sentence. The chairman and director sent in his, her, or their report. The antecedents in this sentence are chairman and director, so they require a plural pronoun, their. But what if the chairman and director is the same person? Then our antecedent would be singular and require a singular pronoun. That would be his or her depending on the gender of the person. If the chairman and director are two different persons, the sentence would be better written with another the in front of director. The chairman and the director sent in their report. Guideline number 2. Two antecedents with or nor. When two antecedents are connected by or nor, the pronoun should agree in number and gender with the antecedent that is closer to the verb. For example, either Alice or Michael will show you his, her, or their homework. The antecedent that is closer to the verb is Michael. Michael is singular and masculine. Therefore, the correct pronoun is his. If our sentence was either Michael or Alice, then the pronoun would be her, as Alice is closer to the verb. Our next example is, neither the boys nor the girl will get his, her, or their wish. The antecedents are boys and girl. Girl is closer to the verb, and girl is singular in number and feminine in gender, so the pronoun is her. Neither the boys nor the girl will get her wish. If the sentence was written, neither the girl nor the boys will get blank wish, the pronoun would be their, because the antecedent boys is closer to the verb and boys is plural. So the correct antecedent is their. Neither the girl nor the boys will get their wish. Guideline number 3. Singular indefinite antecedents. Indefinite pronouns are always singular. When used as an antecedent, they call for a singular pronoun. Here is a list of the most commonly used indefinite pronouns. Study them so you become familiar with them. Let's go to our examples. Everyone does her work efficiently. Everyone is the antecedent. As an indefinite pronoun, it is singular, so it takes a singular pronoun, her. It could also be his. Nobody is eager to risk his life to save the cat. Nobody is an indefinite pronoun. As the antecedent, it takes a singular pronoun, his. Let's look at two more examples. We have selected each of the boys on the basis of his grades. Each is the antecedent. It is an indefinite pronoun, so it takes a singular pronoun. And we are talking about boys, so we use the masculine gender, his. Sometimes you may find it difficult to determine which gender to use. For example, which pronoun should be used in the following sentence? Everyone in the class did his or her or their homework. Everyone is an indefinite pronoun which is singular, so it should take a singular pronoun. So it could either be his or her. Our problem now is that we do not know if everyone is masculine or feminine. So we don't know if we should choose his or her. In cases like this, when we do not know if the antecedent everyone is masculine or feminine, the rule is to use the masculine pronoun his. So our sentence would read, everyone in the class did his homework. However, please note that in modern times, to be gender neutral, most writers prefer to use their instead of his. So the sentence could be, everyone in the class did their homework. Guideline number 4, explanatory phrases. When locating the antecedent, disregard explanatory phrases such as well as, in addition to, and not, together with, accompanied by, etc. For example, Tom, as well as his brothers, is on his way to school. The antecedent is Tom. Tom is singular and masculine, so it takes a singular masculine pronoun, his. As well as his brothers is an explanatory phrase which has no bearing on the pronoun, so it can be disregarded in the sentence. Here's another example. Mary, and not her sisters, is on her way. The antecedent is Mary. The explanatory phrase, and not her sisters, is irrelevant in determining the pronoun. So her is the correct pronoun. Mary, and not her sisters, is on her way. Now, let's do a little quiz to test your understanding. Select the correct pronoun that refers to the antecedent in each sentence. Remember, once you have identified the antecedent, it's easy to determine the correct pronoun. You may pause the video to read through the questions and make your selection. We will go through the answers together. Let's now select our answers. Number 1. A student who wants to pass the final exams should study his, her, or their lessons. The antecedent is student, and student is singular. We do not know the gender. Where the gender is indefinite, we use the masculine gender, so the correct pronoun is his. But remember, as stated in this lesson, most writers prefer to use their because it is gender neutral. So if you selected his or their, you would be correct. Number 2, Tom hesitated at first, then it, he, or they decided to join the group. The antecedent is Tom. Tom is singular and masculine, so the correct pronoun is he. Tom hesitated at first, Then he decided to join the group. Number 3, the salesmen are not able to fill all his or their orders. The antecedent is salesman. Salesmen is plural, so the correct pronoun is their. The salesmen are not able to fill all their orders. Number 4, the president and coach of the football team will be meeting with his, its, their players. We have two antecedents that are connected by and. Our guideline says when two antecedents are connected by and, a plural pronoun must be used. In that case, our pronoun would be their. However, are the president and coach two different persons or one person holding both positions? We can assume this is one person holding both positions because if they were two different persons, we would have another they before coach. We would have the president and the coach. But since there is no extra they, our antecedent is really one person. So it takes a singular pronoun his. The president and coach of the football team will be meeting with his players. Number 5, neither Mrs. Brown nor her son paid their, his, or her dues to the committee. When two antecedents are connected by or nor, the pronoun should agree in number with the nearer antecedent. The two antecedents are Mrs. Brown and her son. Son is a nearer antecedent to the verb, and son is singular masculine, so our pronoun is his. Number 6, the coach selected each of the girls on the basis of her or their commitment to the team. Each is an antecedent and it is singular, so it takes a singular pronoun. Of the girls is a prepositional phrase which does not alter the requirement that a singular pronoun is used. So our correct pronoun is her. Number 7, the chairman as well as the directors presented his, their, its report. Our antecedent is the chairman, and it is singular with an indefinite gender, so we use a singular masculine pronoun, which is his. As well as is an explanatory phrase and can be disregarded as it does not change the requirement of the pronoun in reference to the antecedent. Number 8, each of the stores is operating at its or their peak capacity. The antecedent each takes a singular pronoun. Each is referring to stores, which are things, so our pronoun is its. Of the stores is a prepositional phrase and does not alter the requirement that a singular pronoun is required. Each of the stores is operating at its peak capacity. Number 9, all the men and women in the audience showed their, his, or her approval. The antecedent is all, not men and women. All is one of the indefinite pronouns that takes a plural pronoun, so the correct pronoun is their. And number 10, one of the students left his or her books. The antecedent is one, which takes a singular pronoun. We do not know the gender, so we use the masculine gender his. However, please note that most writers prefer to use the pronoun their in order to be gender neutral. So our sentence could be one of the students left his books or one of the students left their books. Well, that's it for this lesson. I hope you found it useful. If you have not as yet subscribed to my channel, please do so now and Turn on the notification bell so that you won't miss any of my lessons. Thank you again for joining. See you next time. Bye-bye.